More and more Lagosians are tuning in.
500,000 Lagosians.
720,000.
970,000.
Over 1 million Lagosians, they know that if you give me your afternoon, I will give you hard facts.
Well done, Sandra, all to going beyond the headlines and focus on the facts.
I am Sandra Ezekwesili, and these are your hard facts.
Hello, Lagos. Good afternoon. I am Sandra Ezekwesili, and these are your hard facts. First hard fact of the day: Bola Tinubu has 2 more days to submit his ministerial nominees. It's been 58 days since he was sworn in on May 29th. He has, according to the Constitution, 60 days to submit this list, and right now he's doing day 58 without a Minister of Finance, without a Minister of Petroleum, without a Minister of Works, without a Minister of Education, without a Minister of Health. He has done 58 days. Again, let me remind you of Delalake's words before Bola Tinubu was sworn in. Delalake is one of Tinubu's advisors. And before swearing in, Delalake said that a month maximum is enough for any serious government to form its cabinet and put a structure of government in place after the swearing in. 1 month. In 2 days' time, we're going to be at 60 days. So 58 days gone. In 1999, it took President Obasanjo 5 days to nominate his ministers. We had Obasanjo's list by June 4th. In 2003, it took President Obasanjo 25 days to nominate his ministers. We had that list by June 23rd. In 2011, it took President Jonathan 30 days to nominate his own ministers. We had that list by June 28th. Second hard fact of the day: the court has granted Emefiele bail. I'm sure you've been following that story. Now, of course, I don't know if you have seen a really interesting footage on social media. He was in court today carrying a huge Bible, Emefiele that is. But the drama did not end with the Bible. There was a fight between the SSS and the prison custodial service. I'm about to play that fight for you. So if you're watching live, Facebook, Nigeria Info 99.3, YouTube, Nigeria Info FM.
That's the commander of the Nigerian International Service being humiliated. He's been humiliated. His uniform, he's been manhandled by his
It's live. You can see the fight between SSS and custodial service officers. Facebook, Nigeria Info 99.3, YouTube, Nigeria Info FM.
What is the problem? I don't understand. So they will not allow you to do it.
And yeah, this fight is Lagos, definitely a nominee for Nawa's Story of the Week on our Hard Facts Awards on Fridays. But by the way, that's every Friday now at 3, after the news at 3. And this particular fight was about who will have custody of this man, even though the court has granted Godwin Emefiele bail. The SSS charged the suspended central bank governor with possession of firearms. So after the suspension, after the press statement from the presidency about corruption, after the weeks in custody, that's the charge. The charge is firearm possession. And he ended up in court, and that drama ensued. I played it for you on Facebook. Facebook Nigeria Info 99.3, YouTube Nigeria Info FM. Third hard fact of the day. The Enugu state government is closing down businesses that complied with the sit-at-home orders. They say that this should serve as a deterrent and get businesses not to comply with terrorists. But critics say that this is unfair to businesses. You know, they say that these businesses only comply with sit-at-home because government cannot protect them from the terrorists. So sealing their businesses off, shutting them down, that's like government punishing them for government's own shortcomings. It's like government beating them and say, "Ta, how dare you cry? I'll beat you some more because you're crying." What do you think? Tell me about it throughout the show. 1 million Lagosians cannot be wrong. Thanks for tuning in to Hard Facts. I've got a great show for you, starting with the big three. Let's talk about Gbenga Omotosho's defense of the NSAS mass burial. Then let's talk about Oshomole telling Nigerians not to expect magic from Tinubu. And then let's talk about the FCCPC accusing POS operators of price fixing and cartel behavior. At 4 o'clock on Community U Report, let's talk about the rising cost of secondary and tertiary education. Have you gotten a bill from your children's school yet? We'll have that conversation from 4 to 5. And on the big hard fact, let's talk about how rising prices, food, fuel, school fees, how is that hitting you? 5 p.m. today. After the news at 6, the step down will take the air. And on the step down, we ask, why do mothers favor their sons to the point of spoiling them, so rotten? I'll tell you why I'm asking that question at 6:15. Make sure you're here, 6:15, after the news at 6, if you want to have that conversation with me. Why do mothers spoil their sons? As usual, we'll have news updates at the top of the hour every hour. Let's get started with today's big three. Lagos, I am Sandra Ezekwesili, and these are your hard facts.
This is the Big Three.
The Big Three.
On Hard Facts. On 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Did Omotosho leave Lagos with more questions than answers? Are the Ogun state government's proposed mitigants good enough? Can the FCCPC enforce its order against POS operators? Those are your big three. Lagos, let's talk. Our first story is the ongoing reaction to the Lagos state government's mass burial plans. In case you haven't heard, the state wants to bury 103 bodies who they claim are victims of different clashes after hoodlums attacked NSAS protesters and unleashed violence across Lagos. But some Lagosians insist that at least some of these bodies are actually victims of the Lekki Tollgate massacre. Now, Gbenga Omotosho has gone on the record. He was Governor Sanwo-Olu's information commissioner during Sanwo-Olu's first term. He was the commissioner who was in charge when the Lekki massacre happened. Even though Gbenga has left the job, he felt the need to come forward and answer, since these bodies were held by the government for 3 years while he was in office. And here is what he had to say to journalists on TV.
This right of reply. I've been watching the matter from the sidelines. As you have observed, I'm no longer a commissioner for information, but I was part of the Babajide Sanwo-Olu administration under which these decisions were taken and some of these matters happened. What I would like to say is that, first, the question, has the government done anything wrong by saying that it wants to give mass burial to people whose bodies have not been claimed for almost 3 years? No. Mass burial is not an exclusive phenomenon of Lagos State or any other state. It's a global phenomenon. It is the step to take when you have diseases, clashes, the military are familiar with this. So, and Lagos State government did the right thing. It's saying that people should come and collect bodies of their loved ones if they have found their loved ones missing. But the question that I think we should resolve here is that people are confusing mass graves with mass burial. When you say mass graves, you put a lot of bodies in one big hole and cover up. But this is not the case in this. Lagos State government is giving these people decent burial. And these are people, each body will have his own grave, his own paved in concrete, his own coffin, and his own slab, so that several years after, if somebody comes to say, I want to check whether my relation was among the bodies that was buried, could be taken to that grave. These guys are getting a decent burial because this is a job that has been given to a company that you can call Julius Berger of funerals in Nigeria, TOS Funerals. So I do not see why people should now say they want to connect this with the Lekki Toll Gate incident. But I can understand this is a period of post-election politics. People still cannot come to terms with the fact that they have lost elections and that this is the time for governance. They are suffering from what I think somebody has referred to post-election traumatic hallucinations. But I think that when the government continues to do good governance, they will be cured of that disease. We have had people having meetings all over the place now, some otherwise respectable Nigerians asking our young men to come out. But my message to our young men is that they are using the subsidy matter that the government is addressing now to draw them in and then push them out. But the young people are resisting them and saying that their children must come out first. I remember one Ethiopian proverb that my friend is fond of talking about. The proverb says that a horse can take you to battle, but it can never fight for you. So all the people who are asking our young people to come out because of these things, no concrete evidence, no scientific evidence, people who are averse to scientific reasoning, they are just trying to deceive our people. But the Lagosians are wiser. I haven't seen what the NSAS protests that were very peaceful, that were very well organized, that even Mr. Governor and I joined, Mr. Deputy Governor Dr. Kadri Obafemi Hamza joined, carrying placards, until they now use the platform to attack Lagos and destroy so many government property, private individuals' property, and cause confusion all over the place. So the bodies, I insist, the government is not lying about this. They are not from Lekki. They are from so many clashes around that time. Don't forget that days before the Lekki incident, there were clashes in Orile where policemen were lynched live. People, we still have the videos all over the place. Policemen were killed. The Akala boys were fighting for the Yi boys. Bodies were found on those streets. Then in Ikorodu, cultists were fighting for supremacy. In Aja, cultists were fighting for supremacy. In Fagba, there was communal clash. And bodies were picked up from all over these places. And now people are saying that these are bodies that were picked up at Lekki Toll Gate without any scientific evidence. But one thing that I know is that anybody can come on television to begin to offer and pop, to begin to gesticulate, to begin to dramatize what happened and what did not happen. But the truth is constant. The voice of the people who are telling lies, who are deceiving our people, who are deceptive, their voice is always the loudest because they dwell on populism, and that is what people will want to listen to. They are also noisome, they are also boisterous and vociferous. But the voice of the truth is calm, is gentle. At times it could even be slow, and people may not hear it loudly. But at the end of the day, it is profound. It is firm, because the truth is like gold. Put it in the mug, put it in the gutter, put it anywhere, gold will shine. So at the end of the day, the truth will come out. It's there because it's almost 3 years now. Mr. Biden Sanwo-Olu has not changed anything from what he said when this incident happened.
Benga Motosho speaking there. Covered a lot of ground. What do you think about what you've heard so far? 0700-993-993-993. 01465-7190. WhatsApp 080-959-75805. WhatsApp 080-959-75805. 99.3, hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Sandra, I don't think he even covered anything.
Okay.
He was only supporting. You know, for me, what I listened to now, he didn't cover anything at all.
Okay.
He's still saying that there are no bodies that were picked up from Lekki toll gate. So he should tell us where those people are exactly. Or is he still insisting that there was nothing that happened there? That's one. Number two, he's now taking it to the fact that people lost elections and they are the ones bringing up all these things. I beg to differ. I refuse to even agree to these things. This guy should not. Sometimes I feel like these are many. One of the reasons why this elite, they will not make sure that our education sector is good for people to go to school and know their left from their right. They want to keep treating us like dons, like we are children. We don't know nothing. What's happening? It's just they're covering things that will come out and you'll be exposed. Just like he said, the truth is like gold. And when the truth comes out, he will be exposed wherever he will be.
All right. Thanks for calling. 99.3, hello.
Hey, Sandra, I greet you.
I greet you too. Talk to me.
You didn't play the part where he said nobody died at the toll gate.
I'll still play it.
Yesterday, when I was telling you that I am confused, you didn't understand what I was saying. I am telling you, and I was just being polite because the whole thing has turned to theater of absurdity. I don't understand what to say because the whole thing has turned to a mess. The governor, he is saying that the governor has not changed from what he said 3 years ago when the thing happened. The governor has made about 2 or 3 distortions in this issue, and it has gotten a lot of people confused. And the contradiction is becoming so numerous that the people, the international community will just be laughing at us. 103 people died, and you are being asked, you are telling the world that nobody died at Lekki. Then that means the governor was lying then. If he said nobody died at Lekki, because the governor came out and said 2 or 3 people died later. If you want to take what the governor said, then the committee, what did they set up? The Lagos State inquest that they set up. The report that came out, that means they told lies too. Both the white paper and the other report from the inquest that they set up. This is just a sham. So when I said I was confused, I know what I was talking about. I was just being polite. This is a complete mess. And I think the Lagos State government better come out now and clarify issues because he's talking about politics. What's the business of subsidy and this issue? We are talking about something that happened about 3 years ago. We are talking about the subsidy matter. How do you not link the boats? This is just nonsense. And I think somebody should explain to us because I watched the whole thing. Your colleague there asked him that there has been a report by the prison office that the 20 bodies that were dead, they have reported about it and they have given the families the whole information about them. He could not explain it. He could not defend it. He said he does not know. He does not work in the prisons. I was just laughing this morning. I was just ashamed of ourselves as a country. It's sad. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. We've got Ngozi here. Ngozi, I have a break coming up in 1 minute. Is that enough for you?
Yeah. Hello, Sandra.
Hi, Ngozi. Good afternoon. I've got a break coming up in 1 minute. Is that enough?
Yeah, it's all right.
All right, go ahead.
For me, I just feel the more these guys keep explaining, the more contradictions they are coming out with. He just opened the kind of new cankerworms into the entire thing, telling us different cult groups that fought and killed themselves. And the question is the government aware of these cult groups and they kept mute all this while? Then the so-called cult groups that killed themselves and the body littered on the streets, don't they have families? Don't they have people? So these are questions that we need to answer, Sandra. I think sometimes that's why it's not good to tell lies because you keep looking for one thing or another to cover up many lies that have been told. As he rightly said, at the right time, the truth will come out. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. We'll take a break. When we come back from this break, we'll keep talking. I'll play the rest of that interview that Gbenga Motosho granted on Arise TV this morning. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili. You're listening to Hard Facts. This is the Big Three on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
More talk, news, and sports after this.
Third-party motor insurance that will take care of all your repairs.
In fact, the benefits of third-party motor insurance have increased. First, the limit to claims for damages to third-party vehicles has been increased. Secondly, when you get your third-party motor insurance, you automatically get an ECOWAS Brown card, which means your vehicle now has insurance cover across all West African countries. And if ever it is liable on Nigerian roads for damages to a vehicle from any West African country, the premium to be paid for third-party motor insurance for private car owners, it increased from 5,000 naira to 15,000 naira to enable insurers adequately bear the cost of repairs whenever the need arises. Buy your motor insurance. Please log on to www.niip.ng or visit any licensed insurance company today. This is a public enlightenment message from the Nigeria Insurers Association, NIA.
Sincerely, I don't want to wait till I graduate from this school before I think of what to do with my life. Exactly. I am going to seriously work on my music skills. Let me use my talent where I beg. I would like to be a radio presenter, but I don't know how to go about it. But why is Timmy so quiet today?
Sorry, ladies. I'm taking this interesting course on how to become a professional scriptwriter. You too can also learn how to become a radio presenter on Wazobia Academy.
Wazobia Academy?
Yes, Wazobia Academy provides accessible and affordable online training in filmmaking, music business, fashion, radio hosting, and lots more. You also start your studios for hands-on experience. It's easy. Simply log on to www.wazobiaacademy.com or call 0908-826-5038 for more details.
Wazobia Academy. Learn and lead.
We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We are back. We're back. On 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Indeed, we are. And
information at its peak. This is 99.3 Nigeria Info. I'm listening.
The former Commissioner for Information, Gbenga Motosho, went on the record to respond to the Lagos State government's mass burial plans. He covered a lot of ground. He spent quite a bit of time differentiating between mass burials and mass graves. He basically said that each body will have its own grave, but he also defended the idea of a mass burial by saying that this is something the army does. Now, of course, Lagos, the most recent headline-grabbing example of the army doing this is the IMN massacre in Kaduna, where the army reportedly buried hundreds of bodies after illegally shooting them for blocking a road. I'm not sure that that's the comparison that Omotosho should have wanted to draw there, but he said, hey, the army does it all the time. He insisted that the 103 dead bodies were from various clashes across the state, insisted over and over. But he didn't address the question of why it was so hard for the government to trace them for 3 years. I'm going to play some more of the interview he granted this morning so that you can listen for yourself.
The question to us is that did Lagos State government follow procedure? Okay. Yes, universal procedure.
Yes, sir.
Advertised in newspapers.
Okay.
In this day on November 20th, the 19th, in Punch on November 18th. That people should come.
Let's
3 years after, the bodies are still there. They want them to leave the bodies as trophies.
All right.
Well, let me start from where you stopped. If public notices, announcements were made almost 3 years ago, and we are still talking about secrecy, I do not think that is logical. If the Okuobi panel invited the chief pathologist to come and submit a list of bodies that were found and where they were found and how they died through scientific means, and the man went there, tendered a list, and stated where these bodies were picked up. The Ikoyi prison that you mentioned it is a universal thing that if you are a prisoner and you are trying to escape, the keepers of the prison gates, they will think that you can kill them, you can attack them. So it's suicidal for any prisoner to attempt a jailbreak. And that was what happened at the Ikoyi prison. And I think over 10 former prisoners died at the incident in Ikoyi prison.
Can they be identified is the question.
Of course, the prison authorities can identify them.
Are they part of the 103?
Lagos State government does not run prisons.
All right. Are they part of the 103?
I believe so.
Right,
they
so
are.
They can be,
yes, and there is data, like I have told you. I have the data to show where each of these bodies were picked up. But you see, there's one thing that I usually say when I'm among fellow journalists like this. What we have not paid attention to, and that is very dangerous in our business, is that everybody wants to grow up to be a Rufai, a Ruben Abati, Ayo, to become a popular analyst. Nobody wants to do reporting anymore. Since this breakout of this matter, I know the kind of reporting that I myself I have done. And I know the number of reporters that I have called that, why are you people sleeping? So if they say that they don't know where these bodies were picked, is that true? It is not true. Why can't people go back to what Professor Bafunwa said at the panel? Is the man still alive? He's still alive. Nobody has spoken with him. Everybody is just putting everything in their conjectural imagination and voicing it out as the facts. What is the scientific reasoning behind all of the things that we are saying? Like I have said, it's all politics. But you cannot, I believe you cannot beat a child and then tell the child not to cry.
Okay then, Benga Motoshaw speaking there, former Commissioner for Information, Lagos. He mentions the newspaper publications that happened during 1 month only as part of what the Lagos State government did to trace the family members of these bodies. Now, of course, shouldn't there have been repeated calls to the public month after month, because each of these clashes, like he said, took place in different LCDAs, different communities. Couldn't the government have relied on the councils, relied on neighborhood watch, relied on the ballets of the communities, all the other locally connected institutions? Couldn't these people have helped connect them to the families who were looking for missing loved ones? Did Omotosho, in this interview, did he give you confidence, Lagos, that the state government did everything in its power to identify the dead here? And then he said that those trying to link this to the Lekki massacre were suffering from post-election traumatic hallucinations. What's your take on that, on this being political? And of course, he insisted that nobody died at the toll gate. He says this is the government's position. He says the government's position is that nobody died. But of course, Governor Sanwo-Olu himself admitted that people died. He has given different figures about how many people died. He has also said during the campaign that he reached out to some of the families. So what's really the government's position? 0700-993-993-993 01465-7190. Talk to me, Lagos. How are you? Sorry about that. 99.3. Hello.
Hello, Sandra. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name, ma'am?
Calling.
Welcome. Talk to me.
I want to say this. Liars should be able to keep good memory. If you can lie and you cannot be able to keep good memory, you will be caught.
Okay.
Okay, I listened to the man. I listened to the former. I listened to Benga, what he said.
Mm-hmm.
That some of the bodies were picked from the police stations and so many other places. Some of them were the police officers.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to ask, if a police officer died that way, where will you keep the police officer for more than 2 years? You say 3 years now. The people sacrifice those men to Nigeria. That's what I want to ask. They don't have family to bury them. And those court members, they don't have any family to bury them. And now you want to give them mass burial. 60 million. 60 million, yes. So another one is, hello?
Yes, I'm here. Mm-hmm.
I want to react on the Godwin Emefiele issue.
Okay.
Had it been that time that the our president was announced a winner, that he went on to congratulate him, he wouldn't have been facing all these things. Because most of other people went and congratulated the president, but he didn't do it. That is why he's facing all these things. Number one, what Godwin Emefiele did is this money crunch, and he wants to use it to cover electoral malpractices. Now they are giving him another charges that is he's holding firearms. Please, I want to tell Nigerians, I don't even know whether if you are in APC you'll be forgiven, but if you are not, all of them, yes, they will come after you. Is that how a sensible government is supposed to be running?
All right. Thank you very much for calling. 99.3.
Hello.
How are you?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Sandra.
What's your name, sir?
Okay, this is Bayo on the line.
Bayo, talk to me.
Yeah. Concerning that, two things. Concerning this Lagos State 103 people and all that. Sincerely, there is this saying in the Bible that says there is nothing we can do against the truth but the truth. So, no amount of whatever manipulations, gainsaying and things like that can, bury even the fact. How on earth will you tell people that people are being picked? At that point, that where are the video or a kind of feasible evidences to show that, this number of people you are telling the people that are being picked are actually actually picked. Then number two, why did it take this so long? We are talking about something that happened like 3 years ago or whatever. Yeah. Now you're not bringing it. Since you have, the bodies have been, I will use that word, confiscated all along. Why don't you just go away with it? Because after all, people that have lost their loved one another, I think by now they are gradually forgetting. Why are you now bringing, the bruises, out again? So to me, it's quite kind of pathetic.
All right, thanks for calling. Adeshawa is here. Adeshawa, welcome.
Oh, Sandra, I'm tired. Oh, now look at this scenario. A teacher will go into the class having the mind that we want to teach wild animals. And you got into the class and you are asking the children what's the cup used for. Are they not confused? You said 103 bodies 3 years ago. Must you keep them? See, Sandra, to me, I think there's not going to be a mass burial for anything. Like what Uncle Jimmy said this morning. I don't think there's going to be any mass burial. They just want to siphon that money. Yes. Because on a good day, people, we are talking about souls, bodies, human beings, citizens. So, to me, all what it was, and with such arrogancy, in fact, I'm pissed, so pissed this afternoon with what I heard this afternoon. He said nobody died at the Lekki Tollgate. Okay, so the governor Olu is lying there. See, what I know is that all these people, they don't consult themselves before coming out, and it's God that is at work. That's what I know. Because you must, if you know how to lie, you will contradict yourself, Shahani. So that's my own.
Adeshawa, thank you very much for calling. Let's take your thoughts. 99.3. Sorry about that. Call me back if you can. Hi.
Sandra, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name, ma'am?
Sandra. See, Sandra, the verse.
What's happened?
Sandra, okay, police were being killed and you tag them as NSAS. Abi? There are police over there now. You said it.
Yes.
Curtis, and you tag it. Sandra, what is this? You cannot even say the truth again. Why are you bringing subsidy of 2023 to 2020? That is because of election. Because I heard when Sheriff even interviewed someone who was saying they are bringing about answers just because they want to win election. Who is dragging with that? Okay, I am the one that went in there and bring out that letter of 103 people. Is it not them themselves? Who went there? Is it the PDP or is the LP that went there to bring out this report? If it is not even the APC them that did this. Sandra, see, they should see. We are tired though. They should not think because they are government, they can do anything they want to do. They should know that Nigerians are angry, so they should leave us like that. If not, Sandra, forget to. We are human beings, please.
All right, Rita, thank you very much for calling. 99.3, hello. Hello.
Hello, Sandra.
Thanks for calling.
This is a Wisdom coming from Ebafo.
Welcome, Wisdom.
On that fateful day, it was gathered that a truckload of military personnel came there that night. And against the protesters, were peacefully protesting, peacefully on the spot. and the military opened fire on the armless protesters at a spot. Now, policemen use their own weapon. The weapon that military use is far more powerful than that of the police. I live with soldier men in Todan, this Ojo cantonment.
Okay.
I know the arms they use.
Okay.
For them to open fire on armless protesters, and you tell me that the government came out to tell me that nobody died. I can't believe that nobody died. When the military opened their weapon, they opened their rifle, they faced the armless civilians. That nobody dies. I can't believe that's a lie.
All right. Thank you very much for calling Wisdom. Christian is here. Hi, Christian.
Sandra, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Christian.
How are you doing?
I'm okay.
You have Engineer Christian Ogazelu. I'm calling from Nigeria.
Welcome.
Sandra, it's quite a pity and unfortunate that the officials of the Lagos government are speaking from both sides of their mouth. And when you speak from both sides of your mouth, you are neither here nor there. This thing happened 3 years ago. These people that you kept in the mob, are they Egyptian mummies? You know, it is only the Egyptians that kept, the body of the pharaohs for other people to come and see for years. Are these Nigerians Egyptian mummies? Are they using them for barbecue? That you have to keep the dead for 3 years. Okay, assuming some of them are policemen, can the police force itself identify their own members? Can them identify their own members? It's just unfortunate that we have such people running affairs of this nation. I'm sorry to say if they are charlatans. Sorry, I'm just sorry. But we are not happy what it's really. See, it would have been easier or better if they had buried these people secretly without people knowing. But because money is involved now, breeze don't blow. Power, this thing don't open.
Christian, thank you very much for calling. TA is joining us from Finland. TA, welcome.
Hi, Sandra.
Hi.
Yeah, I was listening to that man this morning on Arise TV, and I could only show the value human.
Hello, Black.
We don't value human for 103 people. Mass burial. That law should send shivers to the spine of anybody, and they should be given explanation already about this. But look at what that man was saying. He was turning into politics, saying that opposition on the lives of people. I don't understand. And then this guy Rufai, was asking him a question about the people that came from Ikoyi prison, and he was giving him facts to show that the people that died in Ikoyi prisons, the prison service said that they have claimed their bodies. So there is nobody that has not claimed the bodies of the dead in Ikoyi prison, and he could not answer. It goes to show that these people, they did a very big cover up, and that's why it was not a surprising thing to me. During the election, they were ready to kill people so that they can win, because they don't value human life. And if you don't value human life, then it's a shame that we don't have a country yet. And then secondly, the DSS and the Emefiele, it's just a shame. It's a shame. At times I wonder, these people don't even look at themselves. Look at all the crimes of Emefiele. The only thing they could put on a leg is that he is in possession of illegal arms. And then they were fighting over because of after the court. It's just a shame. I don't understand what is happening with Nigeria. I just hope that God will save that country. Right.
Oh, we don't turn to that country now, TA. We have turned to that country. We're still a country. Oh. Finland no far. Like if you talk anyhow now, we'll deport you. Come and be here with us.
I'm not going to deport you.
All right, thank you very much for calling. We've got Azu Frank here joining from Indonesia. Azu Frank, unmute yourself so that we can talk. Talk to me. Azu, are you here? All right, doesn't look like Frank can hear me just yet. So let's come back to Nigeria then. 99.3, hello.
Hello, good afternoon, Sandra.
Good afternoon.
I'm
What's your name,
still here.
sir?
Yeah, this is
Monday calling from Surulere.
Welcome, Monday from Surulere.
There's a saying that says that lies can travel distance, but truth must cut up with it. No matter how far, no matter the distance, no matter the months, the years, truth must cut up with it. You see, when he was saying that they're going to bury them in individual burial grounds and more put their names and everything so that the loved ones in years to come might come there and visit. So you know their names. You cannot publish the names of these dead Nigerian protesters so that the loved ones can be able to trace them. Can you imagine that? See, there's nothing they can tell us. I know remember, you also clearly remember that there was a blood stain in Nigerian flag in the Lekki toll gate on that day.
Yes.
So is it the protester used to send the flags? God is watching. They must surely reap what they sow. No matter whoever is involved in this evil, in this atrocity, God the lives of Nigerians, God the life of the destiny of people who might be doctors, lawyers, and all kinds of, career in life. You cut them off, thinking that God is not watching. God will surely visit them one by one. They will pay for it.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. Frank, do we have you back on the line now?
This is Femi.
Sandra, can you hear me this time?
Frank, sir.
Okay. So we'll start with Frank and then we'll come to Femi. Frank, talk to me.
Good afternoon, Sandra.
Good afternoon.
So, the caller before the last one said something about that country. I think that guy was right. I know those who already said,
all you diaspora people, we go deport you now. No worry.
I bet we don't tire.
You will come and join us here.
We know they come. No, we know they come. We don't tire for now. So, Sandra, back to let's get serious. So, let's look at this story. Like, it's really, what I call it, not even interesting. It's shocking because it just leads to more questions than answers. Nothing is, like the stories are just, what are you hearing? Who keeps 100-something cops? For how many years? Where did you keep them? Who are they? It's just so many questions. See, Sandra, I've listened to a lot of people call in and, make their own suggestions and, what they think about it. But me, at the end, I just thought, like, wait first. So, Sandra, let me ask you, please. Okay. This story, where did you get it from?
Which story?
Like this dead body. Was it? They said it was leaked.
It was leaked. A memo leaked, yes.
Who leaked something like this? Look, there's something sinister more going on. I want to believe this is just a distraction.
A distraction from what?
Come on. This is the government at play here. They're just giving us something to talk about. Distraction from what we are going through, distraction from the burning issues that we should be talking about.
But if government wants to distract us, would government use 103 dead bodies that makes them look bad?
Exactly. Is that not headline now? Is that not what we're talking about?
Yeah, this makes them look terrible. That is what
everybody is talking. Look, see, listen. That is now what everybody. Look at the way they come out to defend it. Like they sound prepared, even though the stories don't add up. It looks massive, but I think there is something even worse, sinister that is going on because it doesn't make common sense. After 3 years, you're coming to tell me 103 people, like whether you're not answering questions, so much questions. Again, I will repeat it. I think this is a decoy. I just think it's a decoy. We should just keep our eyes open because it don't make sense now.
All right, Frank. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you for calling. Femi, talk to me.
Yeah, Madam Sandra, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
See, Madam Sandra, to me, I actually disagree with the last caller. I think using 103 bodies as a cover-up, as a distraction to any other thing happening in the country, I don't think we can accept that. I don't think that is tenable. And one thing is that I just want to speak to Nigerians generally. I don't know why we have to attach tribalism and politics to everything. When people come out, even if you can read from the lines of what he was saying, that political or whatever, you know that this man is lying. And he was laying emphasis on 3 years. See, when somebody is laying emphasis on something, he's trying to take you away from the actual facts. So that's what I want to say. It's clear that these people were just lying. These bodies, majority of those bodies were picked from Lekki toll gate. If they were court clashes, can they give us the numbers of people that were picked from different locations in court clashes? but they cannot come out. They cannot even come out and give us the actual figure. See, in the country where we don't have accurate data, where we don't have accurate number, maybe places of birth, location of birth, and stuff like that, date of birth, this is the problem we face. That's my contribution, Madam Sandra.
Thank you
so
very much, Femi, for calling. Okay, we are still on our first story. We've been on our first story since we started. So let me bring you our second story. I promise you want to talk about our second story as well. So for our second story, let me take you to our neighboring state, Ogun State. For all our listeners who live in Ogun, it's probably going to be great news to hear that your government is rolling out mitigants for rising fuel and food prices. Governor Dapo Abiodun has announced a multi-point plan. Some of that entails 10,000 naira monthly payment to all public servants and retirees, setting up food distribution centers to sell food at old prices from before the fuel hike, hazard allowance for all medical personnel. Now, we still need to clarify whether this is a new hazard allowance or just an approval of past allowances that the government is owing, because Abiodun is also owing salaries. Setting up a commodity exchange to improve efficiency in the food supply chain. Converting public transit vehicles to run on compressed natural gas. Rehabilitation of 3 roads per LCDA. These are the steps that the Ogun State government is taking to improve things for residents. Do you think that these will work? Now, of course, there's been some pushback on the plan to give 10,000 naira to public servants. Some people feel that this money should instead go to the unemployed. But, of course, most governments have a problem tracking the unemployed, tracking poor people, tracking the vulnerable. That's why we've seen pushback about things like the National Social Register, for instance. So the alternative is to focus on civil servants and focus on other groups that can be traced. But that usually also means that we're giving more to people who are already getting something, no matter how small, you know? So how do you think state governments should handle that dilemma? How should they handle it? At the federal level, meanwhile, we're being told not to expect magic. That came from Adams Oshomole, the former APC chairman. He said that Tinubu did not campaign promising magic or a 24-hour turnaround of the situation. So basically, fokobale. Now calm down. What's your take on the plan from Ogun State, Lagos? 070-0993-993-993-01465-7190. And yes, you can keep talking to me about former Information Commissioner Gbenga Motoshaw's response to the 103 bodies meant for mass burial. We'll keep having that conversation all the way into 5 o'clock, so not to worry. If you haven't been able to call in to share your thoughts, you can still give us a call between now and 5 p.m. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
The long holiday is here, and Peter Rufai presents you with a perfect opportunity for your kids to discover and nurture their innate talent. The Peter Rufai Summer Camp is here again and well loaded with sports like football, basketball, taekwondo, swimming, track and field, and lots more. Enjoy the drills, skills, and thrills with true legends of the game. Dodo Mayana himself, Taribo West, and other experienced coaches. Parents aren't left out. It's going to be fun. Peter Rufai Summer Camp Season 7 starts on 23rd of July to 5th August 2023 with camping and day possibilities at City Pride School, Amuodofin, Lagos. 7th to 19th August 2023 for day only at Mind Builder School or Mole Phase 2 Isheri, Lagos. Registration is open to boys and girls between the ages of 3 and 17 years. For inquiry or sponsorship, contact us on 0810-0580-744 or write us at starroofofficial@gmail.com. Powered by Starroof Sports Development and supported by Cool FM, Nigeria Info FM, and Wazobia FM. Peter Rufai Summer Camp. Rekindle your innate potential.
My kids love tasty snacks, but many snacks are not so good for them. That's why I love the new Milo Anna snacks.
We love it, Mom.
Yes, it's a delicious snack with the goodness of malt, milk, cocoa, and crunchy Niger-grown maize, containing calcium, iron, and fiber.
So, pack Milo and snacks in their lunchbox every day to help your kids refuel at break time and keep winning all day. Milo, energy to go further. Milo! 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
I'm Sandra Ezekwesili, and I took you to Ogun State. Do you think that their proposed mitigants are good enough? And what do you think about Gbenga Motoshaw's response to the Lagos State government's mass burial plan? Did he leave Lagos with more questions than answers? 99.3, hello.
Sorry, Sandra.
It's okay. What's your name, sir?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
This is Malik from Maitu.
Malik, this one where you call me Sandra today, starts with your "you don't read."
You don't read, I know if you talk again now. When Papa they lie, Mama they lie, Pikin they lie. Wait yourself from a nation.
But where they lie, if they document something and they pass them through different desks to get approval, no be sign of transparency be that. Transparency.
I beg you, Sandra, leave that thing. Do you know that we are full of deceit? That is why the younger ones does not even care about the nation called Nigeria. Because everywhere you go, from local government to the governor to the president, white lie, kuro lie. For how much are you gaining? If that one of their son was among those that shot in that place, I am not sure you see them come and speak. Anyway, like I told you yesterday, some people were compensated, so they let them keep lying. It will come out one day. For Ogun State, Sandra.
Yeah.
Ogun State governor say won't bring out where they will see small cheap food they chop.
Yes.
Before you know, because where we come from, where will we be, that go enter that thing. Who want to start selling the food? Who want to get the money for the food? When one ministry say that they feed students for school with how many billion, where school they everybody there for how? What the government do? Nothing. Sometimes when people they go find food, how much they want to spend? Like Abiodun, Ogun State has terrible roads. Terrible roads. You've been there. This is going to the 5th year. What you don't do. Now, woof, you're going to get them. Sandra, anyway, I get one kind of bank where never food. I'll collect more money safe. Now, what do they want to do with that? Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. Let me take a look at messages on WhatsApp and then we'll come back to you on the phone lines. Sean says, the second story is very laughable. I can tell you categorically that it will only be word of mouth. Let's look at allocation of resources. What is Ogun State's IGR, internally generated revenue? What is the allocation granted to Ogun State? And finally, where does the government want to get the money from? Even our president told us to tighten our belts. Sean, thank you very much for your message. Okay, we'll take a break. When we come back from this break, we'll bring you business news. And immediately after the business news, let's get into our third story. The FCCPC is trying to enforce its order against POS operators. Can they do it? And then we'll also talk about Unilag's school fees going up, Unity school fees going up. Has the school fees of your children gone up as well? That conversation between 4 and 5, all of that coming up. Don't go away.
Take charge of what you hear and when to listen.
All at your convenience. It's there on our mobile app and website.
Download the mobile app on iOS and Play Store or visit www.nigeriainfo.fm.
99.3. Let's talk. It's 4 o'clock.
The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited says it has nothing to do with the payment of outstanding 1.3 trillion naira debt dividend to the federal government. In June this year, the National Oil Company revealed that it was expecting a refund of about 1.3 trillion naira from the Federation account as debt by the federal government. It disclosed this when the interagency committee constituted by President Tinubu was set to commence sitting to resolve the lingering debt row. The federal government had accused the NNPCL of indebtedness to the tune of about 2.8 trillion naira, but the oil company had claimed that the federal government should first pay back almost 4.1 trillion naira, which was its unsettled outstanding claims for subsidy payments. Meanwhile, the Trade Union Congress has given the federal government 2 weeks to conclude negotiations on petrol subsidy or face workers' protest.
The president, Festus Osifo, gave the ultimatum at a State of the Nation press briefing in Abuja on Monday. Osifo says if no tangible policy measure to cushion the economic challenges brought upon by the petrol subsidy is reached by the 19th of August, the union will be compelled to take further action to protect workers and the masses. He wants both the federal and state governments to come up with harmonized palliatives that are verifiable and will be implemented within the agreed time frame. Also, the Independent Marketers Association of Nigeria wants Nigerians to know that the introduction of more players and competition in the oil markets will not equate to a drastic drop in petrol prices in Nigeria. It will only prevent people from selling at outrageous prices. And this clarification is coming from the president of the association, Chinedu Okoronkwo. In a chat with our man, Okoronkwo says with the deregulation, oil prices will continue to be regulated by the global market. Meanwhile, independent marketers are advocating that Nigerians adopt the switch from petrol to compressed natural gas. The president of the association, Chinedu Okoronkwo, says the CNG is a faster and more economical alternative to electrical or solar energy. He argues that a switch to CNG will also boost the nation's economy and dependence on imported petroleum products and will quickly cushion the effect of subsidy removal. The Senate on Tuesday urged the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission and the 11 electricity distribution companies to halt their proposed tariff increase. The Senate says the halt is to allow Nigerians to breathe. The Senate also urged DISCOs to henceforth allow Nigerian communities to recover the cost of buying an electricity transformer before making them to pay bills. It also called a halt to estimated billing by urgently supplying all electricity consumers with prepaid meters at affordable rates across the country. And the House of Reps now has an ad hoc committee to investigate the alleged $9 billion revenue loss from gas flaring in the last decade in Nigeria. The Speaker, Tajuddin Abbas, at the inauguration of the House ad hoc committee on gas flaring, charged the committee to get to the root cause of gas flaring and make recommendations to end the menace. He said that the probe was an acknowledgement of the urgent need to understand and mitigate the environmental, social, and economic impacts of this practice. And that's the Business News Lagos. I am Yvonne Okhaifu. This is 99.3 Nigeria Info. Sandra?
Thank you, Yvonne, for bringing us the business news. Lagos, I'm Sandra Ezekwesili. Let's go back to Ogun State or stay here in Lagos, depending on what story you would like to talk about. 0700-993-993-993. For our first story, I talked to you about the ongoing reaction to the Lagos State government's mass burial plans. The state government wants to bury 103 bodies who they claim are victims of different clashes after hoodlums attacked NSAS protesters and unleashed violence across Lagos. Some Lagosians insist that at least some of these bodies are actually victims of the Lekki Toll Gate massacre. Gbenga Motosho went on the record. He's a former commissioner, information commissioner. He was Governor Sanwo-Olu's information commissioner during Sanwo-Olu's first term. And he went on the record, covered a lot of ground, spent some time differentiating between mass burials and mass graves, said that each body will have its own grave, said that each body will have its own grave and identified. But a caller called in and made a very interesting point. If you know the names that will be on these graves, and people will be able to come back 10 years from now and identify that this particular body is their own body, why are we then calling these bodies unidentified? Why have we then not reached out or tried to reach out to their family members? Since we know who the family members are, since we're going to be accurately or adequately labeling the grave sites, according to Gbenga Motosho at least. Gbenga also said that these 103 dead bodies were from various clashes across the state. He did not address the question of why it was so hard for the government to trace them for 3 years. But my big question from that interview this morning that he granted on Arise TV is, did he give you confidence that the state government did everything in their power to identify the dead people here? And then he also said that those trying to link these bodies to the Lekki massacre were suffering from post-election traumatic hallucinations. What's your take on that view? Then let me take you to. Oh yes, and then he also said nobody died at the toll gate, which is a direct contradiction of what his boss at the time, Governor Sanwo-Olu, said, which was that people did die. So what's really the government's position? Did people die? Did people not die? And then for our second story, the Ogun State government rolling out mitigants for rising fuel and food prices. Dakwa Abiodun, the governor there, has announced a multi-point plan. Some of the details include 10,000 naira monthly payments to all public servants and retirees, setting up food distribution centers to sell food at old prices. So they go to sell them the price where they be selling before fuel price increase. Now, now within government for Ogun State talk say they want to. Then they want pay hazard allowance to all medical personnel. We don't know whether medical allowance, new hazard allowance, or whether they want to be the old them before. Then they also want to set up commodity exchange to improve efficiency in food supply chain. And then they want to convert public transit vehicles from fuel to natural gas. They also want to rehabilitate 3 roads per LCDA. These are some of the steps that the Ogun State government says it will take to improve things for those who live in Ogun State. If you live in Ogun State, if you are from Ogun State, what do you think about these plans, about this plan from your state government and your state governor? 0700-993-993-993, 01465-7190.
Community U Report on Hard Facts.
WhatsApp is 080-959-75805. 99.3, hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. What's your name, sir?
Ibukun is calling from Iwaya.
Welcome. Talk to me.
Please, I want to comment about what Motosha has said.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Something that gives me concern about all his speech is that he said even policemen were among the
dead. Yes.
Does it mean that police don't have their own record? I mean, they can leave their own cause for 3 years and be given a mass burial. That's just what I want to ask.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Oluwashola is here. Oluwashola, welcome.
Hello. Good evening. How are you?
I'm very well. Good evening.
Yeah, my contribution is on the 103 Lekki they want to bury. I think before they go with all what he's saying, since he was working with Sanwo-Olu before, he must tell us who removed the camera in Toge and who have the light on that evening. It's very important to explain to us. And he said the day they pick, it's all over. And we can do investigation on that too. All those areas, they can go there and ask if it's true. And he said he has data of those people.
Oluwashola? Well, it looks like we lost the connection to Oluwashola. Now, of course, during the panel that was set up by the Lagos State government to investigate the Lekki Tollgate massacre, we found that the LCC removed its own camera. They said they removed it because they were worried about damage. They were worried about theft. So that's why they removed it. About switching off the lights, I don't quite remember what their answer was about that. I'm going to have to go and look up the transcripts from those proceedings, but they also asked them, they queried them about it during the panel hearing, and I think the LCC also responded to that at the time. We've got Charles Efe joining us. Charles, where are you calling from?
Hello.
Hi, Charles. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from the UK.
Talk to me.
Is it Sandra?
Yes. Can you turn off what you're listening with? It's distracting. Hi, Charles.
Yeah, Sandra, can you hear me?
I can, yes. Just turn off what you're listening to me with, and then let's talk. Hi, Charles. It doesn't look like Charles can sort that out. He will, hopefully, and he'll give me a call back. 99.3.
Hello.
Hello. Thanks for calling.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening. What's your name, ma'am?
It's Market Woman.
Welcome, Market Woman.
I like the way the last speaker talk about this issue.
Okay.
Why the light was off? Why the camera? You see the excuse where they give about the camera. It don't make sense now.
Okay.
You see, when those boys begin to destroy those banks in our side, you know it's the camera. They fish all those guys out. All of them, no one remains. So why will you now remove that camera? Say because of damage. It don't really make sense, my sister. Even though if they talk to the blind or the deaf, he will know what is going on. That's just it. Governor say something else from the beginning. You are now saying something else again. That is the truth, is the truth. I always ask, is this place devil residence, this Nigeria? Ebato Shomole, what he's saying. That man, I don't really like him from the beginning because I'm from Edo State.
Okay.
What is he saying? What did they support? You know, say this our country, if not they say everybody can tolerate nonsense. Some people will not dare alive and be speaking. You see the other one, Emefele. Is it Kirikiri they keep him or where did they keep him?
He was in DSS custody.
Principal? Where is principal? Where they give him go ahead? Let it stay there. Oh. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for calling. 99.3. Hello.
Sandra, good evening.
Good evening. What's your name, sir?
Yeah, this is Jide from Ogun State.
Jide, welcome. Talk to me about Ogun State.
Yeah, what I want to talk about Ogun State. They don't want to rehabilitate road or they want to construct road. In Ogun State, yes, particularly Owode Idoroko Road. There's Yewa South. There's no single road. Talking about the one you have to rehabilitate. This man, they want to make some people now a millionaire. People are going to eat this money, and no road will be done. So I last June before the Asala, I called the station and complained about all the setbacks. From Owode Garage to the Idoroko, they are selling it, and people are blocking the setbacks. Why not this man, from all he can do for Yewa South, why not with the fragment they collaborate and do that to single lane? That is international road. I don't see any road here to rehabilitate than to construct a new road. There's no single road here to rehabilitate. Then coming to Lagos, nobody died. Somebody died. We are too young to be deceived. The government of Lagos State have deceived us a lot. In the toll gate, you say nobody died. And the governor said some died. This man said nobody died. We are adding 103 people that is for long, 3 years in the mortuary. How can they try them? They have not done any effort to try people that this family that have lost their ones. So let them stop deceiving us.
All right, Jide, thank you very much for calling. Now, of course, the government did put out ads in the papers in November 3 years ago, asking for identification. I think it was either November 2020 or November 2021. We covered it here on Hard Facts at the time when this happened. Let me take messages from Sean. Sean says, in as much as 103 people died and were picked up in various places, just like our former commissioner said, he claimed nobody died at the toll gate. And now the chief pathologist on the panel claimed that 3 bodies were brought from the Lekki toll gate. Truth be told, people died in different places. Why can't they post the faces of these 103 people in the media for identification? Sandra, I suspect foul play. Sean, thanks for your message. Sandra, why is the Lagos state government not creating a website that has pictures and names of the dead so that people can identify their loved ones? The 60 million can be shared or given to the family members of the dead people to compensate them. These people just want another way to steal or profit from the dead. Haba. Should they know they fear God? That's Mike in Michigan. Mike in Michigan, thank you for your message. I've got this message here. From Nee. Nee says, what a calamity. How many Nigerians buy and read newspaper nowadays? The intent and mischief is now clear. It's only an irresponsible government that would do this. The law does not frown at over-compliance. What happened to daily radio announcement? Even social media notice for dead bodies would have gone viral for every affected family to be aware of their dead ones. But here's the thing. That when they announced it that time on on newspapers. It did go viral on social media. We did carry it on air, on Nigeria Info at least, on Hard Facts at least. Let me speak for my show. We carried it here. We talked about it here. But back to Nii's message. Nii says the families of 103 dead souls were not aware, yet a government kept quiet for over 2 years till they were exposed. It is clear that the long silence was due to elections. They would have been secretly buried but for the leak. They have 61 million naira for burial contract, but they couldn't spend a small fraction for extensive publicity for the families to claim their bodies. What a shame. Nii, thank you for your message. Tayo says, on this Emefiele custody tussle, I'm waiting for DSS tweet on the matter. I also wonder if corrections would initiate contempt proceedings against DSS for disregarding a court order directing that he be remanded in Ikoyi. These are some legal issues to consider. Tayo, thank you for your message. We've got this one here from Precious in Ibeju. Precious says, about the NSARS issue, I will always tell Nigerians that if you want to lie, lie well. On Ogun State, no comment. All right, Precious from Ibeju. Thanks for your message. This message says, what baffles me the most is that Sanwo-Olu still got elected after all of these. We can see now that bad people are manning our elective positions in Nigeria. Emeka from Alausa. All right. We've got Abe, who says, Sandra, are the names of the 103 corpses to be written on their tombs? Because the former commissioner says each is to have a separate tomb for future recognition by family or friends. And if they have their names, why are they not displayed on social media, print, and other media? Why haven't they been in the last 3 years? That's a great question, Abe from Ikorodu. Sandra, this message says, the Ogun State story, na scam. I live in Magboro. Nothing is working. Oh, don't mind the government of Ogun State. Or more from Marlborough with that message there. We've got this one here from John. John says, according to Mr. Motoshaw, they picked dead bodies from Oba. They picked dead bodies from Oshodi. They picked dead bodies from Ikorodu. They picked dead bodies from Orile, and nobody knew about it all this while because you were embalming them in the cold room in your house, I guess. Okay, since you claim nobody ever died during the NSAS protest, how suddenly do we have 103 dead bodies from only God knows where? Why do we keep deceiving ourselves here? All right. Thank you very much for your message. We've got this one here from Owen. Owen says, I'm not surprised with the comments from Gbenga Motoshaw. He said one time that the Eleko to Abraham Adesoyo Road is 90% complete, whereas the work is yet to reach Awoyaya. It's a shame that we're living with people who are economical with the truth. All right. Owen, thanks for your message. Adegoke says, let the Lagos state government be deceiving themselves. I watched how can I read that? No. Gbenga Motoshaw's story does not add up at all. With all we've seen play out, there should be more punishments being meted out. Okay. Subami says, I am a dual resident of Lagos and Ogun State. Ogun State that cannot provide stable electricity and accessible road for residents. I'm not sure they're going to do any of the things that they've proposed. All of that now showing off. Okay. Let's come back and take calls on the phone lines now. 99.3. Sorry about that. Call me back if you can. Hi, good evening.
Good afternoon.
How are you? What's your name, sir?
My name is Daniel.
Daniel, turn your radio off. And then let's
that's
talk.
what I'm trying to do.
All right, talk to me.
President Sandra.
Sir.
Please, can you do me a favor?
What?
I wake up every day to listen to your show, listen to Sheriff's show. This story, is it not okay? We've talked about this story. You know, we've talked about it. How many times are we going to talk about it? Why don't you bring us fresh stories? Please, bring us fresh stories.
Which story?
I am tired of talking about 103 people. We all know they are lies. Why do we continue talking about lie every day? I am tired, though. Make a no vex, so.
Sorry, no vex. Thank you for calling. 99.3. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
How are you? What's your name?
I'm fine. I'm Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Mayor, welcome. Talk to me.
Yeah. What do you call that minister name?
Commissioner, former commissioner for information.
Commissioner.
Yes, Gbenga
Oh
Motoshaw.
my God. He talks like his father.
Hmm.
Do you know his father?
He talks like a father.
Yeah. Do you know his father?
No, I don't, but I'm not sure I want to hear the rest of that statement. So I'm just going to cautiously end the call so that in case you want to say something out of pocket, at least you don't say it on my air. Thank you very much for calling. 99.3, hello. Sorry about that. Call me back if you can. I'll take a final call and then I'll talk to you about what the FCCPC is doing to POS operators. 99.3.
Hello?
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, this is Peter from Oshodi.
Peter from Oshodi, welcome. Talk to me.
Let me just paint a drama here.
Okay.
Oga, they are talking about this matter everywhere. Don't mind them. After 2 days, they will stop talking. Another story will come out. What would they do? I think I see that's what's going on within the people, the authorities. That's what's going on in their heart.
Okay.
Just leave them. One story will come out after. After that one, this one will end. The problem is that so many will be saying a lot of things all this while. What have they done? They're just taking us a ride. After today, now tomorrow another story will come up. We'll face the other story. This one will go off. Next tomorrow another one will come up. This one will go off. There is no accountability. There is no action. So it's actually a pity. It's a very worrisome one. I wish there could be accountability. That somebody can pay for one or two things. But in Nigeria, there's no culture like that. No culture like that at all. It's unfortunate. After today, tomorrow, another story will come up. We'll end this one and continue our life. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. The FCCPC is coming down hard on POS operators. That's our third story from today's Big Three. Yes, we carried it over. That's FCCPC is the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission. And they are responding to the announcement from POS operators that they are raising and standardizing fees across the industry. Remember when we covered this story? So we heard from the Association of Mobile Money and Bank Agents in Nigeria, AMBAN. So we heard first from the Lagos chapter of AMBAN. They gave us price list. Then we now heard from AMBAN in other states. They gave price list as well. And FCCPC is saying, I beg. Red card. No. You cannot do that. Okay, no, actually, it's yellow card. It's warning. Yellow card. AMBAN, you are breaking the law. You are engaging in what is called cartel behavior. A cartel is basically when a group of businesses control an industry. Under the law, such a group is not allowed to sit down together and agree on a standard price, because if they do that, they will remove all competition. And without competition, consumers will never get good prices. Usually, it is very difficult for the FCCPC or any government agency to prove collusion or to prove cartel behavior. Because when businesses want to collude, they go do secret meeting. They go do secret decision. They come take interview on top international TV. They tell us their plans. They tell us price list. And we just nod. Yes. Okay, that's all right. They make the decisions quietly. Then they don't roll out prices, quietly, gradually, But AMBAN came out in public in this case, held press conference to announce that they have met, that they have agreed on a price. Then they now came to come and defend the price that they had agreed on. So enough evidence for FCCPC here to step in and act. The question now is, what will the regulator do? Sure, they've served AMBAN with what they call an order of notice of the commission, ONC. ONC is basically a warning. It's like yellow card. Look, we have caught you violating the law. After this, what happens if a POS operator goes ahead to charge the fixed price? Well, AMBAN now has, FCCPC now has the power to prosecute them, as well as officials of AMBAN. And if a court finds them guilty, they can be ordered to pay a fine of 1 million naira or serve 3 months in prison. A business or body, on the other hand, so if it's an individual, that person can be ordered to pay like that. If it's a business, the business can be fined up to 10 million naira. So is this great news? What do you think about this move, Lagos? What do you think about this move by the FCCPC? Do you believe that they'll be willing and able to enforce this order on POS operators, on AMBAN? 0700993993993. Yes, you can talk to me about our first story. Yes, you can talk to me about our second story. And when we come back from this break, I'll tell you about how you can use 200 naira and win. How much are they winning now, David? 90,000. 200 naira, 200 naira. Try your luck and see if you can win 90,000 naira for yourself. But I'll give you that information when we come back from this break. Lagos, you're listening to Hard Facts on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Don't go away.
It's okay. That is okay. It's okay. Let me explain. No, it's okay. Let me explain. It's okay. It's okay. She. Off your mic.
On 99.3 Nigeria Info. Your mic is always.
Just like confidence.
Just like power.
Like all-day deodorant roll-on.
Yeah, like you.
Let your essence announce you. Buy your all-day roll-on today from stores near you.
You've got big dreams, but you know it'll take hard work, determination, and sweat to achieve them. That's why you need Dubai antiperspirant deodorant with 48-hour protection. Dubai keeps you unapologetically fresh and confident every day. Sweat it, don't smell it. Get Dubai antiperspirant deodorant today. Dubai is endorsed by the Nigerian Association of Dermatologists.
Moves must be made. My people just to work hard. Dreams and challenges motivate us. But sometimes, when the journey gets tiring, all we need is something to push our limits.
Reactor. Ignite your energy. Bring out your inner champion. Reactor. Reactor. Ignite your energy. Bring out your inner champion. Reactor.
Reactor Energy Drink. What you need to push your limits. Push your limits.
Oh, lunch. Guys, I'm going for lunch. Please, put more stew. Nice meal. My chest.
Suffering from heartburn and indigestion? Try Just Eat. My recommendation for the past 26 years. Just Eat is a brand of aluminium and magnesium hydroxide and simethicone. Just Eat is available in suspension and tablets. Remedy for heartburn, indigestion, flatulence, and acidity.
Jested, now available in new packs. If symptoms persist after 3 days, please see your doctor. Read leaflet inside.
It's the jump off season with Super Commando Energy Drink on the biggest TV reality show in Nigeria. And the action never stops. Catch all the jaw-dropping drama, the heart-pumping excitement, and catch all the energy moments with your Super Commando in hand. Because if you snooze, you definitely lose.
Super Commando.
The action continues. So fire on with Super Commando Energy Drink throughout this jump-off season. Super Commando Energy Drink. Fire on.
Welcome to the Dettol Shield Show. So, your question is, list multiple uses of Dettol antiseptic liquid. Your time starts now.
We use Dettol for bathing.
Correct. During and after shaving. Great.
To clean my cuts and wounds.
Yes.
We also use Dettol for cleaning surfaces like the floor and kitchen tiles.
Yes, correct.
We also use Dettol for laundry.
Okay, Mrs.
Cleaning door
Phillips,
handles too.
someone please turn off Mrs. Phillips. Dettol antiseptic liquid protects you and your family from up to 100 illness-causing germs. Dettol is endorsed by the Nigerian Medical Association.
Wow, what's that? It's not a smell. It's a feeling.
Yeah,
Just like confidence.
just like power.
Like all-day deodorant roll-on.
Yeah, like you.
Let your essence announce you. Buy your all-day roll-on today from stores near you.
Hello? Hello? Can anyone hear me? I
I'm in Biggie's world, where it seems like multiple stars are aligned for the ultimate showdown. I have to go. I have to go. Biggie is calling.
It's the return of your faves in the first ever Big Brother Naija All-Stars. Get ready for edge of your seat drama, showing 24/7 on DSTV channel 198 and GoTV channel 49. Get and stay connected.
Big Brother Naija All-Stars. Headline sponsor, MoneyPoint, powering your dreams.
My children are athletes. From the moment they wake up, they keep playing and learning. So, when I pack the new Milo NS snacks into their lunchbox, I'm giving them a delicious snack with the goodness of malt, milk, cocoa, and crunchy Niger-grown maize containing calcium, iron, and fiber.
Milo and Snacks, snack of the champions to help your kids refuel and keep winning all day. Milo, energy to go further.
Milo! Hi there, my name is Message Okoje.
My name is Kesselva.
Hi there, Aprocodox.
My name is Chef Winnie, aka Delicious Food.
It's your boy Cruz with Joe. I love cooking.
And my choice of cooking oil.
And my choice of cooking oil is Power Oil.
My choice is Power Oil.
Use Power Oil. It's triple filtered. It contains omega-6 and 9, and it's fortified with vitamin A. Plus, it comes in different packs and sizes, so you can afford it without breaking the bank.
If you're on Niger's Confirm Network, you get a super gift of 1,000 naira for just joining the network. You're welcome. 900% bonus on every recharge, 100% data bonus for 6 months, and double data bonus on your first recharge of the month. That's the 9 Confirm plan from 9 Mobile, and it's lit. So get a new SIM or dial *1400# and start browsing, sharing, and creating more on Niger's Confirm Network. 9 Mobile, here for you, here for Niger.
You've got big dreams, but you know it'll take hard work, determination, and sweat to achieve them. That's why you need Dubai antiperspirant deodorant with 48-hour protection. Dubai sweat it, don't smell it. Get Dubai antiperspirant injury and associated ophthalmologist.
Every morning is an opportunity to take your hustle to the next level. So, start every day with a great tasting cup of Nescafe 3-in-1. Just add water and enjoy the blend of coffee, creamer, and sugar with that rich, creamy taste you love. To help you start strong and make every morning count. Start strong, finish strong. Nescafe.
If you're 9 Mobile, then you're most definitely enjoying ridiculously affordable data. Like 4.2 gigabytes for only 1,000 naira. 1K, hold on, you also get 6.5 gigabytes for 1,200 naira. And 9.5 gigabytes at guess how much? 2,000 naira. Come on, guys. Join 9 Mobile now or dial *301# to choose from our affordable and reliable data plans to express yourself freely on Niger's Confirm Network. 9 Mobile, here for you. Here for Ninja.
Another season of the biggest reality show in Africa is here again. And the question is, how thirsty are you? Thirsty for more confirmed drama and basketballs? More nail-biting suspense? More confirmed bedu? And of course, more of your refreshing Pepsi. So, I ask again, how thirsty are you? Enjoy all the excitement as you tune in this season with your cold and refreshing bottle of Pepsi. Pepsi, confirmed. Pepsi, thirsty for more.
My brother, I no fit find my shares, so it be like say all the money where I put for shares done lost.
That one na small matter now. You never hear of ISF? ISF na the Integrated Shares Finder, where Integrated Trust and Investment carry come. Na im be the ogbonge product wey go help you find your missing shares and dividends. With the shaking money, you go just register for ISF, and ISF go get your shares and dividends back sharp. To find your shares, just call 0901 502 5992 or 0703 041 6997 or check our website for www.integratedtrustng.com. Abi make you come our head office for Integrated Trust Office 61 Marina Lagos or office for Ibadan and Abuja. ISF. Now the sure way to find your missing shares and dividends.
You've got big dreams, but you know it'll take hard work, determination, and sweat to achieve them. That's why you need Dubai antiperspirant deodorant with 48-hour protection. Dubai keeps you unapologetically fresh and confident. Sweat it, don't smell it. Get Dubai Antiperspirant Deodorant is endorsed by the Nigerian Associatologist.
Wow, it's not a smell. It's a feeling.
Yeah,
Just like confidence.
just like power.
Like all day deodorant roll on.
Pure Essence announce you buy your roll-on today from store near you.
My brother, I'm not the financial so like all the food for just don't loss.
That won't matter now. You never hear of ISF now the integrated shares finder. Where the trust and investment in CARICOM. In video bonga product we go help you find a musicians. With the chicken money, you go just register yourself. And ISF will get your shares evidence the back shabba. You find your shares call 0901 502 5992 or 0703 041 6997 or check our website for www.integratedtrustng.com. Abi make you come our head office for Integrated Trust Office 61 Marina Lagos or office for Ibadan and Abuja ISF. Now the sure way to find your missing shares and dividends.
Welcome back to your number one talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
The stories that matter to you from across the street to across the globe.
There was a general complaint.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
Well, it's summer again and the children are home. If you're a parent, you're probably apprehensive because children can get really, really rambunctious. But Upbeat Center is definitely here to have you covered because they are giving you the opportunity to enroll your kids in an 8-week educative, energizing, and fun camp. Now, the activities will be coming with expert coaches and hands-on curriculums in gymnastics, football, basketball, cooking, that is the Chef Academy, art and craft, artificial intelligence, and of course machine learning, that is robotics. Rest assured, this will leave your children exhausted for one thing. It will leave them entertained on another level, and of course it will be a great way for them to make new friends, which is always good for their mental development. So if you are interested and your interest is peaked already, register at call the WhatsApp number, that is 0818 884 4991. That is 0818 884 4991. Or send an email to enquiries@upbeatcenter.com to get started. There are amazing discounts available, trust me. So when you go, you get your discount. So that makes it a little bit worth your while. This will be happening from July the 17th to September the 8th, an 8-week period. Remember I said, and it will be happening every other day, that is from Monday to Friday, every other weekday, that is from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Upbeat Center is located at number 11 Admiralty Road, Lekki, Phase 1, Lagos. Make this summer a memorable one. Take your kids there, have them wear themselves out and learn something good while at it.
Welcome back to Hard Facts with Sandra Ezekwesili.
On Community U Report, we talk about things that affect you